Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is my play-by-email match against Xargun. He's an allied player and I take over the Japanese side. This is scenario 1 on game version 26b, no modifications, all very standard stock. And I can take one more Dutch base in the East Indies. Unloading supplies here. But no night engagement. My cruiser formation west of Perth is still on the hunt, trying to catch a supposed, at least reported, I think, cargo convoy. And with a little luck I can catch them today. Yesterday they were still too far away. Good. I also take here some more dot bases east of Singapore. But these operations are all soon over. So now we're at daytime. And my task was catch up to cargo ships. So with a little luck, this troop transport. But these are allies, and I think allies, they have not really the good ability to load troops to cargo ships. Compared to Japanese, you can always force the soldiers to load or embark on cargo ships. Still, these are better cargo ships. Sinking them will have an impact. Not long-running impact, but so these are all British, I think. Most are going down, or two going down directly. Two are heavily damaged and one is on heavy fire, so maybe will burn down over time. Problem is that my cruiser is now also at the end of the fuel capacity and ammunition will be a problem, so I cannot really stay longer in this area. And I have some small damage on my ships, so it's better time to call them to Surabaya, go to the port, stay 1 or 2 days there, fix all, rearm, refuel, and then out for the next journey. And I sweep here over. The enemy unit is moving east to attack my paratroopers on the ground. Xargun have here some P-39s for air cover. They are normally not a match for zeros. And good. And I try to slow down the movement of the Australian northern armies. Plus, this is the Darwin base force retreating, or at least what is left. This is now my ground attack. So first I sweep, then I make a ground attack. Not a lot of damage, but I will maybe slow them down. And this is really also the last chance I hit these Chinese before they enter jungle and wood. So I try to inflict some damage. The problem is only, in hindsight, of course, I am a little close to some other Chinese bases where potential long-range cap can fly from, but at least today there's no one in the skies to mess up with my airstrikes. And the Hudson's also striking here New Zealand, but minimum impact. Now it's for Xargun, his airstrike against my paratroopers on the ground. Not too much damage, but yeah, I lose here a squad at least. And 2 or 3 getting disabled. Plus he used much more his long-range bombers here at the east coast. Luckily only some disabled units. So all only support attacks. Nothing critical. Ships are sinking. Likely these cargo ships my cruisers just found before. There's also this one English-British submarine patrolling. My carriers are returning to Moormine to refuel and fix some damage. So, some support attack on the Bang. No really rush to take this base, similar to Bendoing. If I take the base now with force, or I wait and take it without the casualties and increase the experience of my unit, so I take my time. And still some Dutch bases left, but really last half dozen. My bombardment to check the situation, and I can see there's a lot of enemy firepower, 4,500 against my 2,000, so more than double Chinese firepower. I have a light damage on my side, but 3 days later they're all fixed again. The Space Force and the aviation support is still running. Not sure how much is really left. Yeah. The Chinese Space Force, no more. And there's also the Space Force, the Sport Base Force. No attack value inside, so they running and destroyed more or less. Some dot base here. And yeah. There's still some New Zealand guys fighting in the mountains, hills, but less every day. They are cut off any supply lines, or they are starving. Allies trying to destroy themselves so that they will reform in Chongqing, but not today. So far they are still on the map. It's an empty base force. And there's still something retreating. Okay. So Manila is now size level 9. This is, I think, the maximum airfield I can get. And this was 100 points. Not that the points are really important. So I agree with the Xargun that we can play to 44, 45, whatever. We can play to liberation of New York if he wants. But today we had only very light air battles. There was this one engagement with the Iraq Cobras near Perth. This was the air victory for me, and the rest is ops losses. So I had one killed pilot, okay. My navy was more successful. There was 5 cargo ships, maybe all 5. I think 4 out of 5 are at least dead. And these are all these 12-point ships. They are long-range cargo ships with decent speed. So these are really better cargo ships. Yeah. So in China there was only this one base force, but there's still one unit here. And there was the Chinese attack. So I attack here and make a victory, destroy the base force. There was a Chinese attack with no really impact. They are weaker than before, but they're not dead up to now. Here's a lot of Chinese troops because they are now all retreating, so they're retreating this direction. And here I make one mistake. Normally I always recon pictures of the spaces, but you can see that today I get no updated information of this juncture area. In juncture is the airfield of 3, so here can be long range cap, and this will maybe have an impact in the future. So normally I try always to make pictures of this spaces at least, because you need long range cap as an active mission, so you need at least the airfield of level 2. So these two bases cannot make long range cap. This base could make long range cap, but here, well, at least it is possible. You can make cap, but not long range cap with base 1. Good, but there was no real activity today. I call back, no, this is still my reinforcements, so because I have a little shortage of supplies in Cylon, so, and I also, I don't know more, yeah. I make a mistake, I loaded here a lot of stuff, but for some reason I forgot to load my HQ. My army HQ is still, or was still left in Rangoon, and I realized this because I have here this overall command is here, but not the local leader. So this guy is coming to give me additional boost for my strikes on Colombo. This is maybe a little too slow, maybe, so I will have maybe the first attack on Colombo without HQ support, only with overall command. But the second battle of Colombo, hopefully with HQ support. So I bring more or less my cargo ships back to safety, out of range of any long range Navy strike. And then I can get these 3 cargo ships maybe together and then escort them again to Jaffna, because there's still the possibility of airstrikes out of Calcutta and Madras, or even out of Colombo. There are still a lot of fighters here. But I think if my army arrives in Colombo, Xargun must take out his air force, or he is in risk that by little luck and dice roll, I maybe take Colombo and then all his aircraft is destroyed on the ground. So at least if you don't play it super risky. If you play it super risky, you can keep your air force there, but then don't cry if they are destroyed later on the ground. Bendoing needs still some no, I have normally enough supply, so maybe I can make the next attack soon. I only rescue my units and try to get the disabled units back active, but this division is still requesting reinforcements. But I think soon I can attack again. So I take also this port, but again the port have nothing, the value is here, the 101 resources. Carriers are retreating to Surabaya. My air wing is in Perth fighting there, but this carrier is going back because I need new aircraft. My aircraft is now fighting more or less from a land base. And my submarine is still patrolling Perth, so if there's anything coming at least I hope I have the chance to intercept. Xargun is moving east, so he will be faster in the hex than I can be there. Still changing the status. A Navy Guard unit is coming, but I still need 2 days to be in this hex and then 2 days to be here. So maybe 3 hexes I can be here, but Xargun will be normally next turn already here and fight in 2 days. So I think, and this is not enough to hold against anything powerful, especially with his airstrikes. But his airstrikes allow me to maybe destroy some of his aircraft. So, and not only destroy the airframes, maybe also kill or missing in action pilots for him. My air wing was fighting here, it was the zeros, it was sweeping. So you can see this air wing lost so far 1 airframe air to air, and there was 1 missing pilot so far. And I had 8 air kills with this air wing. So 8-to-1 kill ratio is still okay. The big win, or the most successful unit was this guy. They have some system damage, nothing super crazy, but the problem is that I'm coming low on ammunition, my torpedoes are consumed. So long I would only fight enemy cargo ships, I would say is okay, but I never know if there are not even. Maybe if there's enemy heavy cruisers here, then low ammunition is not more in my favor, especially if I run out of torpedoes. And at least this cruiser must return to a port because I'm here already at emergency ammunition. And because I don't want to stay here with 1 or 2 cruisers or something so small for us, I better call this unit back. It was a successful operation. I sunk 2 enemy task forces. It's enough. And my Navy search don't detect any ship more in range of 8. And I have here 31 Navy search planes running. These are for local cap. But I have here other air wings. They're all going out for range of 8. So, and if there's nothing in range of 8, then it's fine. So, of course, it's there's a potential maybe that many cargo ships are running here in the source, because maybe Xargun is moving everything to Melbourne, so he would normally come in this hex. This is hex 75, 170. This is here. Where is my task force? Here. That is so far away source. So if you run the Melbourne line, then I must go 17 hexes source, and I am really not the risk taker for this. And additionally, you can see my fuel is really at the lower end. I have fuel left for 88 hexes. And if I won't go return to the Surabaya, not only Geraldton, what I will do now, return to Surabaya. This is a trip of 57 hex. So there is really no fuel for me. I could here stay 1 or 2 turns more and go maybe 4 or 8 hexes in one direction, but I don't know which direction. I cannot even hunt more something down without the risk of empty my fuel tanks completely. This is simply not professional. Yeah, you must keep at least 10 or 20% of your fuel capacity in your bunkers up to the end. So, and Darwin, this was a success, so I must kick them again. I don't know how much is left, but hopefully maybe sooner they surrender. Rockhampton, my block force is here, but of course I'm not strong enough to really block anything stronger, and we will see. My division is still on the way. No, this is not my division. Here's my... I choose to walk my division the source path because I see that Xargun is moving this direction, and I don't really care this 2 weak units. There was something stronger. This one looks a little more juicy. Maybe there's more. What's this? So I try to reach this hex as soon as possible, and then I can then I can split my division and maybe walk 1 corp south and 2 north or something like this. And because I see that he's running this way, I maybe will try to operate some paratroopers to take this dot base. Because I have here paratroopers. Mainly, these are normally the guys to defend the base enemy if Xargun tries something crazy, but I need some AV to guard this hex. So these are really my backup force, so I don't really use them immediately, but now I must act. Right. I think it makes sense to act. And in New Zealand, nothing really special happens, so there's still this 1 unit, and here's the other one. They're still fighting, but sooner or later they're dying. I can bring my 2 missing regiments to Wellington and then attack again with all my 4 divisions. Hopefully this will end in the campaign in the Northern Island. So yeah, that was all. So his B-17's attacking this unit, so you can see this is half disabled already. But up to now my division was not located, so I can run with full move mode. Hopefully this will not change. So maybe I can catch him and then kick him a little. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.